What's going on?
Good morning.
Assessing the mood of the room.
It's a tense group today. Stakes are high.
Intense?
Tense and intense. Both. It's
important.
And we're not even camping.
It's a big weekend.
Wait,
I got it.
inside of tense? There, yeah, still got it, guys.
Good. You still got it.
So they're going to get a little work in today, and then we'll make a determination. That's very tricky, but I wouldn't close the door because they haven't. So we'll see what today presents, but it's one of those open-ended things that you guys are used to. Yeah, it was wild. It was, you're on the field, and then, word traveled through, I think first through Ann, then to Drew Brooks, who's the head of our security, and communicated with him. And at that point, you don't know what that means. You just know that his house is in flames. So immediately, fearing the worst, he leaves practice, and then it's hard to not think about, okay, what is he going through? So then he gets what I don't think people totally think through, that hit me fast. I'd been in my 20s. I was living in Houston, had my apartment robbed, and when I went back in it, there was a feeling of violation. Well, your home is burning. And then you go back and see it. There's a loss there that, yes, thankfully there's insurance and things like that, but it's not as easy as that. It's a life adjustment immediately that, that's your safe place, your home, that he is now dealing with insurance and living in a different spot for the immediate future and all of that. So it's a major stressor for sure. Fortunately, Reek has support of his family and the team and his teammates, and it's not something that you wish upon anyone. It was definitely scary. Happy for the health, but also very aware that it's a burden that I don't know. I recognize that I can't empathize with it, but I could forecast how I'd feel. And if I didn't have my home that I'm used to as being my home, to go home to tonight, it's a little disheveling, but he's a powerful human being and spirit, and he's strong. He'll lead his family through it, but it's something that he's definitely dealing with, and we're here to support him. Yeah, and he's just had a bunch of teammates support him, and he's, I think, one of the multitude of things that football does for you is it enables you to live with your responsibilities and your teammates, and can kind of give you a brief, however fleeting, but a brief, removal of everyday life and problems. So I think it's kind of a therapeutic a little bit to be back here, and I know he's happy to be back, but he's also very concerned about his family and their comfort level, which is why he has a team of people to assist him. I do, yeah. Oh, this has been a really good week. Very encouraging, optimistic for the game. Barring any unforeseen setbacks today, but optimistic for it. So it went well for him. So now we need another day of no setbacks. I'm optimistic about him, but it's also, the day was very important, but today how he came in and then responded from yesterday's activity and how he's able to move around today will kind of dictate Sunday. So we'll still that's still pending. That's a big deal when you're those as long as I've been in the NFL, you start getting into a handful plus of guys that are recognized as for the All-Star game. You're getting the attention of the rest of the league and the fan base. I think the I think it was really, really awesome for everyone to see. All the acknowledgments were important, but to have three guys have their first Pro Bowl, and then two of them be in the undrafted category that have earned everything in their career, and then to have Tua go ahead and be acknowledged as such. When a year ago people were questioning whether or not he could even be healthy for it. All of those things, and then what Jalen Ramsey's done for this team, what Teron Armstead's done for this team, and what TYREEKS has done for this team are huge. And I think that's fair. I think there could have been a couple other guys for sure, but that's kind of the way it goes. But very proud to have those guys acknowledged in that way, because that's the end vision. That's part of the vision that you have when you're trying to win football games and take a football team to another level. In that process, there's guys that are you're hoping will be recognized as the best in class, and I think those really all six of them are super deserving of it, and was happy for all of them. Well, I think his commitment to the ultimate ground zero for what a coach is. I think he is a prototype for wanting to get players better and really caring about that and uplifting their vision for themselves, bringing absolute conviction and attention to detail every single day, and investing in those individual human beings, earning trust with the investment, and then being relentless. For guys to be that productive over that course of time with all those things, you have to. The only way that you could do that is you have to have a highly intensive, very focused individual every day, because you got to gain reps somewhere to be good. And as a teacher, how he's able to drill things and categorize them and be clear, earn all the players' trust, and then it comes back to the starting point of what we're supposed to be doing in our profession that I think he nails. So there's not a day that he takes lightly, and as a result, there's not a day that any of his group does. They believe and trust in his feedback, and he never relents with the expectation that everything he's doing, he's trying to maximize the individual players, and they know that. So I think you can't say enough about the job he's done, because on top of all that, he did it with a group, or he's done it with a group and continues to do it with a group that individuals. There's a plethora of guys that had some scars that maybe have had a lot of people tell them that they're not good enough, and maybe there's a lot of people that have been asking us to move on from them. That, as much as you try not to hear the noise, over time that can kind of accumulate, and I think those are of the days past now for them, and the only way they've gotten to that point is because they've really coach player, that whole relationship has been true, relentless, and very consistent the entire season. Well, it's just individual players, and it's exactly what you just hit on. You have to make an educated guess on, with all of the information on whether or not, how much at risk is his play this week going to linger and be a consistent theme for the rest of the season. Everybody knows, you don't even have to ask him, that Raheem's going to want to play, so you have to watch how he works, communicate with him honestly, get honest feedback, and work collectively to kind of come to the best result. But it is very tricky. It's not really, you're not in the game of holding players out. You're in the game of protecting players from further residual injury. So you're trying to figure out what that is, because you're not, this is the only game that matters to this team. It's very important to each and every person in the organization to accomplish a goal that was talked about April 17th of 2023, the first day of phase one, and that's winning the division. So, we are very fortunate to have the opportunity to have one game to that if you win the division, which is the way really it should be. You should beat all the teams in your division if you want to win it, and Raheem is a reason we're in this position. He's been a huge part of everything we've done. He's going to want to play, and we just need to make sure that it doesn't that we do right by the team and him by not making him vulnerable as best we can with educated guesses. Yeah, there's it kind of speaks to what we've been doing since we got together as a group. The only way to handle that is when they say it's just another game, it's because it is a normal football game. But if you take enough intentionality and create pressure and expectations for yourself from the beginning of training camp, and approach each and every practice and each and every game with full ambition, focus, and treating every game as though you'd treat a playoff game, then all games are the same, and you're better versed at big game experiences because you've treated so many games as big games. So I think this team, based upon what they've done, what they've experienced, how much attention they've received, it's been a attention-filled year for the entire team, with the the offense getting a ton of acclaim early on in the season, to having expectations that are brought forth when if you win a game by 50, then to have heartbreaking losses throughout the season but continually respond. I think all of those things accumulated give you the best chance to put your best foot forward in in a week 18. So I think it's focusing on the fact that you've built yourself up to be able to play in this game, and then once the game starts, that it's basic football with playing with your teammates, adhering to fundamentals and technique, and then playing inspired. That's what it takes to accomplish the goal, and that's what they've been focusing on this week, and I've been reiterating to them every time they open their eyes and look at me. Yeah, I mean that might come across the radar and way down the line in decision making, but it's not really on my radar. There's so few situations where you can even negotiate that. I think you have to play to win the game to even be in position to tie it. But across that bridge, much later. Right now, we're just trying to win the game, and I think by trying to win the game, if the score is tied when it's close to zeros on the clock, we can approach it with that with that knowledge, and maybe we'll do something, maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just go. Maybe we'll just throw a Hail Mary, just because we want to. So Bradley did have surgery, and it went very well. Happy that his process has started. It's a long road, but if there's anybody built for it, it's that guy, and he's been on the forefront of his teammates' minds all week, and really care for that human being. And then X, there's no change in he won't be in this game, and he's just trying to get back so that in hopes of our next scheduled match that he'll be able to be a part of it.